right, so one of the things I have to do before I start installing these base cabinets here on my wife's side is put a patch over here. Because this is going to be concealed by the side of the base cabinet on this side over here. So I needed a patch 11 by 9.5. And so what I did was I cut an inch bigger all around, except for this side, because that's the side that'll be finished. And the access door is going to go here down the road. So you cut it bigger all around, and then you take the 1 inch out of the material of the sheetrock itself and just leave the paper, okay? And it makes it really strong. So what I'm going to do is apply spackle all around here, and I'm going to place this in here and then work it in with the spackle knife, and then put a couple of screws into the stud, and that should be good. And then once it dries, I'll hit it again with a second coat, and that's it pretty much. So here we go. Put a thin coat over this, right over the sides here, and it'll dry. All right, now I can set the base cabinet. Once this dries, I put a second coat on, and I can start working this cabinet over this way. And then later on, I will cut out what I need here for the access door, and that's it. All right, guys. So yesterday we received all of our cabinets. Made a checklist, opened them up, checked them out. There were a couple of small pieces that were damaged, which the owner is coming here on Monday with his assistant, and they're going to go over it and take a couple of pictures, and I guess they'll rapid fire it through the shop and get it done right away for me. No big deal. It's still not going to stop us from installing the boxes. So right now I'm going to start on my wife's side, which is the largest cabinet vanity, which is almost 6 foot long. And what I like to do typically, since the walls are not really, they're straight, but they're not always straight, and then when you get to the corners, they build them out because of the corner when they spackle and tape, and they build out the corners just like they build out, a corner, an outside corner of a wall. So it's 66 inches from the tub platform, hard number right there, right to the wall. And these cabinets, when they're all put together, the face frames, they're all 66 inches, so it's going to be tight. First one I'll start off with is the 18-inch one, then the 30-inch one, then the other 18-inch cabinet. What I like to do is have a control line. So I will strike a line, or I'll draw a line on the floor. The cabinets from the face frame to the back is 21 inches, that's typical. Everything comes off the face frame as far as measurements go, with regard to locating pipes and stuff like that, and how I mark it inside the cabinet and drill a hole for those pipes. So I'm going to establish a control line of 21¼ inches. I'm going to sneak these cabinets off about 1/4 inch. That gives me room to play. So you'll see me strike the line at 21¼ and then when I start laying out this cabinetry, I have room to play. When I put them all together and I screw the face frames together in the front and I screw the pieces together in between each other, I'm not going to commit myself to anchoring it to the wall at that point in time. I'll wait till the entire unit is in, and then I can adjust it accordingly, and then I only need like 3 screws, one in the center if possible, one on the end, one on the other end to hold this in. We're getting quartz, which weighs a ton, just like granite. These cabinets aren't going anywhere, so you don't have to go crazy putting all kinds of screws in. So that's how I'm going to do it. So first you'll see me develop the control line, and then we'll work from there accordingly. All right? Alright, so after I develop that control line, I'll call it a control line, the wall is off 3/16 of an inch from right to left. So that I'm consistently 24 21¼ inches off the wall. That gives me room to play. When the guy comes to make the templates for the quartz in the bathrooms, he can play with his template a little bit, you know, and that's what they do. Most of the time, base cabinets don't really touch the wall. They do in certain respects, but the wall, it can be a condo, a house, it doesn't matter. The wall's off a little bit, so that's why you kind of float it a little bit. And then when it comes time to screw it and anchor it into the studs, in this case in 3 places, I'll put shims in the back, you know, like, and just make sure it's all proper and level. So now I'm going to start laying out the first 18-inch cabinet with regard to the 2 pipes that go through in they travel underneath the toe space to the new location. So we're going to check that out right now. All right, so I'm going to measure off the control line, the center line of these pipes, okay? And that'll be my face frame. So the control line is actually my face frame front, okay? That's what's gonna happen with that. So here we go. Okay, 12½ and 18¾ okay? So I'll just a straight line on that. You're not going to see this anyway. Okay, now we need elevation. Right? So the one in the front, which is this one here, off here, because it's going to be on this, will be 3 inches. I think they're both going to be 3 inches. This was a little tighter, but it's okay. I'm going to go 2½ on this one. 2½ on that one. And then I'm going to give myself a little liberty. This is 1/2 inch. It's like 3/4 outside. I'm going to give myself like 1¼ inch. It doesn't matter. I could notch the whole thing out, but I really don't want to. So I'll just figure 3/4 inch on each side. Okay, this all lines up. It doesn't really matter. So that's what I have to cut. I have to cut out those pieces, those notches there. Should be okay. This toe space on these cabinets is actually like 5¼ inches. Usually they're 4 inches, so I figured 4 inches for my toe space. So these pipes on this side and that side that run along the slab, above the slab, in the toe space, I have plenty of room. So anyway, that's fine. So now we're gonna notch these. All right, little cleanup, and then we'll throw it in. Back corner has to go up. So, with some shims, I have to figure it out. This is going to be difficult because I can't really get on the other side of this to put a shim in, so I'm going to have to cut this, actually. Okay, that one's set. On to the middle one. The middle one is going to require a lot more layout because of the soil line, which I take off. And these two guys here, I need to kill the water, the main, pull these two valves off. And I'm probably going to measure, let's say the bottom of the cabinetry base inside is here. I'm going to add another 4 inches, so I'm going to probably clip these after I cut the water to give me a little more room, because this guy's got to go in first. I got to kind of angle it in because of the mirror. Now, I may have to take the mirror down. I don't know. Hopefully not. If I get close or I start to get where I'm going to damage the mirror, I got to back off and take the mirror off first, and then go ahead and put this in. All right, so this is going to be a little bit of layout work, so stick around. All right, I'm going to show you how to take these shark bite valves off with this piece of plastic. Okay. You actually put it around the pipe. The water is off, by the way. Oh, it's hard. It's kind of hard to release. You got to really press on it and lift it up at the same time. Let me just clean up the water a little bit here. All right, I'm going to recut these pipes. So the inside of the cabinet base floor is 6 inches, it's high. And I'm going to go 4 inches above that. So I already have it marked out. I'm going to cut these because that's where I want the valves to be. Okay, clean up the water. Okay. So I got the notches out for the pipes that cross over underneath, and the holes are all cut for the round holes are all cut for the domestic water and the drain line. So now I'm just going to do a little cleanup, and we're going to put it in, see how it works. All right, so like I said before, the notches are in the sidewall for the pipes to go through, and 3 holes for the domestic waters and also the drain. So this is my first attempt. Let's see. I'm 65, not as young as I used to be. And this is not a heavy cabinet, but like I said, here we go. It fits. Whew. Okay. Yeah, I just got to shim it, level it, and I'll screw my first one in. I'll screw this face frame in and the back and get this secure once I get these 2 level. And the last one is going to be tight because it's 66 inches on 66 inches face frame. So, all right, here we go. All right, guys, we're all set. The largest vanity in the house, almost 6 feet long, is installed properly, level both ways, plumb, and yeah, I had a hell of a time leveling it though because the floor is out, and then I also had to maintain my control line, which is the front of the cabinetry, which the line is still on the floor. But I was able to do that after shimming, and you know, it's a process. You have to be patient about it, especially with houses that are over 20 years old or so. Even new houses today, nothing's level or plumb. It's just the way they build. But it all worked out good. I can't do my side because there are 2 or 3 filler pieces that I have to have ripped down, and I don't have the saw right now available to me, but I will do that after I do the other one. So I'm going to move to the other side of the house and do the single bathroom on the other side. So you'll see, and that's just one cabin, and the plumbing on that comes through the wall conventionally like they normally do. So I'll be working on that next. So all that being said, please like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next video.